Australia, we need to talk.
It's a formidable lineup of fierce female leaders.
We're standing together. We will not be silent.
We're tired of empty promises.
Prominent advocates, businesswomen, athletes, change makers and silence breakers.
The simple truth is, I was bullied out of my job.
Together, demanding safety, respect and equity for women.
The collective voice that roared in 2021 is not going away.
We want an end to the darkness.
Among their list of demands, 10 days paid family violence leave, free early childhood education and care, laws to eliminate the gender pay gap, action on the National Plan for First Nations women and girls, and the implementation of all the Respect at Work recommendations to prevent sexual harassment and bullying.
When we work together, this movement is unstoppable.
We will turn that wave of women's anger into a tsunami of change.
A tsunami they hope will see the endless string of reviews, inquiries, conferences and promises replaced with meaningful action.
Enough is enough.
We must act now.
Let's make some noise, Australia.
Former Australia Post boss Christine Holgate is now the CEO of Toll Global Express, but more relevantly is one of the women fronting this campaign who joins us now. Christine, this video is very broad in the way that it presents itself. Who exactly are you targeting here?
Well, all of Australia, we're asking for everyone to support us because the recommendations are as important to not just women, but children and men.
So when you say everybody, all Australians, I'm...
That's right. That's why we've written a letter to Australians.
OK, so I'm going to be confident enough to assume there are quite a few Australians watching right now. What do you want them to do exactly?
Well, we have got some quite broad recommendations, but what we're really asking for is support for meaningful change. We've had years of reports and reviews and data collection, and we now need the actions to be put in place. And some of them are really simple. You know, one which I'm personally passionate about is ensuring that workplaces, the employers, have a positive duty to create a safe working environment, and that the law is changed so that people at work can get protected under the Human Rights Act. It might sound really simple, but it doesn't happen today. And it means that when somebody has a claim of bullying or harassment, they have to take that claim on personally. And that means they have to fund their own legal bill against a large organisation quite often. And that's horrendous. And when you consider that, you know, 2 out of 5, 40% of women are going to be sexually harassed or bullied at work, that's a lot of women who feel that they have an issue.
So that, as I recall, is one of the recommendations of the Jenkins report. And that's
correct.
a recommendation for government rather than for all Australians. So should I infer from that really what you're asking Australians to do is to have that top of mind when they vote in the upcoming election?
Well, I would love them to speak to their local MPs and make sure the local MPs of all political parties are supporting these actions. It's critically important. It's not just about an election, though. We are heading into a period of high inflation, and we know that when we go into high inflation, the people who are likely most to suffer are women. And women are the largest proportion of poverty. Women over the age of 55 are the largest growing cohort of homeless people. And if you're a single woman living in private rental accommodation without a job, there is a two-thirds possibility that you're living below the poverty level. I don't think any of us feel proud about that. It won't be solved in weeks. We need support for meaningful change.
Christine, free childcare was one of the things on your hit list. Today, the government announced changes to childcare, higher rebate for families that have 2 kids under 5. Is that enough?
It's a really positive start, and I thank the government for doing it, but it's not enough. We need free childcare for all families. There are 750,000 children living in poverty, 110,000 in severe poverty. What does that mean? That means a household that has less than $20 a day to buy food, books, anything, to be quite honest with you, other than their rent. It's not enough. If you have free childcare, it will pay itself back in the future. It will build a stronger Australia, and it takes the stigma away from those who have and those who don't.
Christine, you're a high-profile target, you know that, and we've seen what happens when you get a high profile and people want to tear you down. The obvious question, you run now Toll and their Global Express company. These things you're talking about, are you doing it yourself?
Absolutely, I'm passionate about it. I think we have one of the highest levels of super there is in this country at 15%. There's a war for talent out there, and I want to have the best possible people working in our business. Absolutely, we're doing it, and we're working hand in hand with our union partners and our workforce in putting in place the right policies to support them.
I heard you say on the ABC today you're going to your board on Friday with a plan. What are you asking for?
We are. We are. It's that time of the year. Our financial year is the 31st of March. We will be looking for extended parental leave that will be paid. We will be asking for superannuation to be paid while people are on extended leave for up to 6 months if you're on extended leave. And I think that's a great step forward. We just had actually our enterprise bargaining agreement approved by Fair Work. So that's through 15% super. So we've got some of the best pay terms there are in the country. So anybody listening out there, if you want a job, we've got 1,000 going. Please drop me a line.
Christine, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.